2 weeks ago, an undisclosed number of US Air Force B-2 Spirit stealth bombers struck fortified underground weapons sites in Yemen. This marked the aircraft's first combat mission specifically targeting Houthi forces, according to the Department of Defense. The B-2s were deployed as part of a larger operation to dismantle weapons that Houthi rebels have allegedly used in recent months to launch indiscriminate attacks on civilian, commercial, and military vessels moving through the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. Given the limited air defense capabilities of the Houthis, the decision to deploy these advanced stealth bombers hints at a deeper motive. While the main goal was to eliminate Houthi weapons stockpiles, a secondary objective was almost certainly to send a powerful 30,000-pound bunker-busting signal to Iran. Now let's explore that message, the B-2 Spirit and its exclusive weapon, the Massive Ordnance Penetrator. The B-2 mission took place amid rising tensions across the Middle East, fueled by ongoing clashes between Israel and Hamas. Following a significant Hamas-led attack on Israeli civilians over a year ago, Israel responded with force in Gaza, escalating into what some have described as a genocide against Palestinians. This aggressive Israeli stance has emboldened Iranian-aligned groups like the Houthis, Hezbollah, and others to justify attacks under the premise of supporting the Palestinian cause. By backing these groups, Iran has developed a powerful proxy network that it leverages to exert influence without direct involvement, much like Russia's use of Wagner Group mercenaries. Using these groups allows Iran to extend its reach in regional conflicts while maintaining plausible deniability on the international stage, allowing it to push its agenda without shouldering full responsibility. Iran has effectively deployed proxy forces to achieve its strategic goals across the Middle East, without directly engaging in conflict. By supporting groups like the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas, Iran ensures its influence reaches far beyond its borders. Each of these organizations serves as an indirect means of confronting Iran's adversaries, from Israel to Saudi Arabia and the United States. The Houthis, operating in Yemen with funding, training, and weapons from Iran, are positioned to disrupt the shipping lanes that are critical to global trade, particularly the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, connecting the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. This location is not only vital to regional stability, but also to global oil and goods transportation. Iran's approach to proxy warfare resembles Russia's use of the Wagner Group, a private military company involved in various conflicts from Syria to Libya. Wagner, like Iran's proxies, allows the state to achieve its objectives while avoiding the fallout of formal warfare. This model of warfare, allowing countries like Iran to avoid direct confrontation while destabilizing opponents, enables Tehran to expand its influence without provoking a full-scale war. By leveraging independent militant groups, Iran preserves the facade of non-involvement while gaining substantial leverage in Middle Eastern power dynamics. Details about the B-2's specific role in Yemen remain classified, yet the inclusion of this bomber hints at the United States' intent to deliver more than a simple airstrike. Initial reports suggested the possibility of B-2 bombers carrying the GBU-57 MOP, a bomb uniquely suited for underground targets and only compatible with the B-2. However, later updates indicated a more likely use of the 5,000-pound GBU-72. Regardless of the payload, the B-2's presence alone sends a message to Iran. The Houthis maintain a limited air defense inventory, comprising Soviet-era systems like the SA-2, SA-3, and SA-6, alongside Iran-supplied Sayad-2C missiles. While some of these systems have posed threats in other engagements, their outdated technology and limited range are inadequate against the stealth and capabilities of the B-2 Spirit. Deploying the B-2, in this case, was likely intended to reduce risks to American personnel and to reinforce U.S. readiness to counter fortified, deeply embedded targets. By showcasing the B-2's unmatched stealth and precision, the mission implicitly warns Iran about the vulnerability of its own facilities. U.S. policymakers likely saw an opportunity to deliver a cautionary statement to Tehran, a reminder that, despite advancements in underground fortification, American firepower has both reach and precision. Iran has invested heavily in subterranean facilities to shield its critical infrastructure, especially nuclear development sites. Among the most well-known is the Natanz nuclear enrichment complex, nestled approximately 300 kilometers south of Tehran in the Zagros Mountains. Buried deep within the mountainous terrain, Natanz and similar sites are believed by Iranian officials to be safe from airstrikes due to their depth. However, as revealed by US intelligence in 2009, these fortified facilities are not invulnerable. Reports at the time documented Iran's concerted efforts to deepen and reinforce its underground installations, including relocating centrifuges and expanding protected command centers. These maneuvers reflect a broader strategy aimed at preventing foreign powers, especially the United States and Israel, from easily reaching these sites. Iran is effectively gambling on the idea that burying vital infrastructure will thwart attempts to disrupt its nuclear progress. However, the US deployment of B-2s, equipped with bunker-busting munitions, directly challenges this assumption. By targeting similar sites in Yemen, the US is likely reminding Iran that there are few places safe from American air superiority, even those fortified underground. The GBU-57 MOP, developed specifically to reach depths unattainable by other munitions, weighs an imposing 30,000 pounds, with a 20,000-pound casing built to bore through multiple layers of reinforced concrete and earth. Capable of penetrating over 200 feet of earth and over 25 feet of concrete, the MOP remains unmatched in its ability to reach deeply buried targets. Its hardened steel casing, designed by Superior Forge Steel Corporation and Elwood National Forge, is made from 3-inch thick steel, capable of withstanding extreme forces upon impact. The GBU-57's initial tooling and production alone cost the Pentagon roughly $90 million, underscoring its uniqueness in the American arsenal. Testing for the MOP began at White Sands Missile Range in 2007, and by 2009, the Pentagon had already produced and integrated the first MOPs with the B-2. Although the exact number of GBU-57 MOPs is undisclosed, US procurement records confirm multiple production cycles since the original batch, with later upgrades significantly enhancing its effectiveness. In 2012, when Iran's expanded Natanz facility was confirmed, Congress allocated an additional $82 million to further improve the MOP's penetration power. These improvements included the enhanced threat response modifications, which upgraded the fuse system to withstand even greater depths without premature detonation. Since then, several successful tests have demonstrated the MOP's upgraded penetration capabilities, confirming its role as a critical asset in targeting high-risk fortified locations. Reports from testing in 2018 indicated that each B-2 deployed a single MOP on known targets in New Mexico, highlighting its operational readiness. The GBU-72, although smaller at 5,000 pounds, is another significant bunker-busting weapon. Engineered to address specific needs within the US Air Force's armament, it retains precision features that make it a formidable alternative when the larger MOP is not required. Together, the GBU-57 and GBU-72 present a versatile toolkit for American forces, allowing them to adapt to a range of operational demands against fortified sites. Executing a B-2 sortie requires intricate planning, particularly for missions targeting distant, heavily fortified locations. B-2 bombers operate out of Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, home to the entire fleet of America's stealth bombers. Each mission covers extensive distances, such as the 7,000-mile round trip required for Iranian targets, and requires refueling every 6 hours. The B-2 crew, limited to 2 members, manages all tasks typically divided among larger bomber teams, including navigation, combat execution, and electronic warfare. This task-sharing arrangement demands careful planning for rest and alertness, especially given the challenge of in-flight refueling. Depending on weather and visibility, this maneuver can be a strenuous undertaking. Captain Caleb James from the 509 Medical Group noted that pilots are sometimes given medications to sustain their alertness over lengthy operations. The B-2 holds the record for the longest bombing mission in history, a grueling 44-hour journey to Afghanistan and back, demonstrating the endurance required for B-2 missions. While the B-2 has an unrefueled range of approximately 6,900 miles, carrying 2 30,000-pound bunker busters necessitates frequent refueling to balance the added weight. The bomber's journey to Iranian airspace would involve a meticulously planned route, avoiding radar exposure and navigating complex regional dynamics. These plans rely on the B-2's low observability, which is instrumental in evading detection by sophisticated air defense systems. Each mission aspect, from altitude to trajectory, is coordinated to leverage the B-2's stealth features fully. Once B-2 bombers approach their target, they deploy the MOP from as far as 24 miles away. GPS-guided fins steer the bomb precisely, ensuring it reaches its intended coordinates deep underground. This GPS guidance, paired with the bomb's powerful propulsion, allows for pinpoint accuracy in targeting deeply buried sites. In scenarios requiring successive strikes, multiple B-2s can deliver bunker busters one after the other, creating cumulative impact craters to reach even further into a fortified structure. Each B-2 is equipped to carry up to 16 2,000-pound GBU-31 bunker busters, or 2 GBU-57 MOPs, giving it flexibility in addressing both large and small targets. In Yemen, multiple B-2s likely coordinated their attacks to ensure complete coverage and destruction of fortified enemy positions. Following each strike, the B-2s must evade enemy radar and fighter intercepts as they navigate back through hostile territory. Depending on mission specifics, they may return to Yemen or land at designated bases for post-mission recovery. The B-2's stealthy design, coupled with radar-absorbing material, minimizes radar signature, providing an edge over adversaries' tracking capabilities. However, the need for absolute precision and strategic planning remains high, as minor miscalculations in approach or altitude can expose the aircraft. To mitigate risks, mission planners design every phase to optimize the B-2's low observability, ensuring a high success rate and minimizing the chance of interception. The B-2 Spirit's deployment in Yemen sends a powerful message far beyond the local battlefield. While dismantling Houthi fortifications was the immediate objective, this mission clearly demonstrates that no level of fortification can guarantee immunity from US air power. For Iran and others observing closely, it's a reminder of the reach and precision of American capabilities, even against deeply entrenched targets. The B-2 Spirit's mission in Yemen was more than a tactical operation. It was a calculated signal, reminding adversaries that even the most fortified sites are within reach of US capabilities. This deployment marks a turning point in the region, raising questions about the future of fortified defenses and stealth technology in modern warfare. What do you think? Will this show of force lead to new military strategies or even escalate regional tensions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into military strategy, hit the subscribe button to stay informed on the latest developments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.